Kaizo Mystery Dungeon is a difficulty mod of Pokemon Red Rescue Team that completely changes the way you have to play the game. It features incredibly unforgiving dungeons stuffed to the brim with traps and monster houses on almost every single floor. My goal today is to conquer every dungeon in the campaign, ascend the Sky Tower, and defeat the legendary Pokemon Rayquaza, saving the world of Pokemon from the natural disasters that have been occurring and stopping the apocalypse. Before I can get started on my rescue team adventure, I have to take the famous personality test that determines which Pokemon I get to play as. Some of you watching who are more familiar with Mystery Dungeon might immediately assume I'm going to spec into the best starter in the game, Skitty, as its normal typing, helpful ability, and incredibly diverse move pool would be the most optimal way to overcome this challenge, right? Well, yes, but how do I feel about Skitty? I hate it! Stupid pink cat with its cute charm, attract, double slap, sing. Can't stand him. I end up with Charmander as my starter and have to make the decision on who my partner Pokemon is going to be. I would imagine water's probably better than grass. Of the water type starters, Totodile is my favorite, but everybody likes Mudkip. So I'm gonna go with Mudkip. I choose Mudkip to be my partner. But before we can get to saving the world, we're going to have to start small, by saving just a single Pokemon. It's horrible. Caterpie fell into a cavern. Good riddance. This is Caterpie, and I have to save him from the first dungeon of Tiny Woods. Normally, this dungeon's where you familiarize yourself with game mechanics and controls, and get acquainted with your partner. But in Kaizo, as you can see, we're level 1. You don't normally start at level 1. I have Growl and Scratch. Now, I think we got kind of lucky because we're here next to the staircase. Death counter? I don't think so. Oh! Mudkip! No. Tiny Woods carries a property found in some of the post-game dungeons, where you begin the dungeon stripped of all your items, your levels, and your moves. Tiny Woods is an oddly difficult dungeon because of this level 1 mechanic, as any progress made during your attempt can be wiped away in an instant. I'm going to send it to the next floor. Foes won't move until I do. Open the menu in B and think before I act. Of the 17 traps in Pokemon Red Rescue Team, Kaizo, for some stupid, shallow reason, only has 3 different types of traps that we'll be encountering in every single dungeon. So let's go over them now. There's the glue switch, which renders either a held item or any item in my toolbox useless for the remainder of the dungeon. The skill drop trap, which reduces the PP of one of my moves to 0, and the warp trap, which causes me to warp randomly to another spot in the level, which honestly can be both a blessing and a curse. These traps are literally everywhere, so it becomes almost mandatory to check for these traps before doing something as simple as moving a tile. This is done by neutral attacking a spot to reveal the trap, which we are forced to do constantly. Traps are unable to spawn directly in front of hallways, so those tiles are always safe, but everywhere else is fair game for them to show up. Checking for a trap uses a turn of our actions, and in Kaizo, apparently we don't get a lot of time per floor either. This increase in traps also has a side effect which prevents Wonder Tiles from spawning. Wonder Tiles are what reset a Pokemon's stat changes on any given floor, and without them, that means our stat changes are permanent. Eventually, we lose our first run to an Igglybuff, a Pokemon deliberately placed here by the developer to be the bane for new runners. Freaking infatuated again? Can I move? Can I move? No, please let me move. Oh, no, please let Mudkip take over. Let Mudkip take over. I can't do anything. I'm stuck. Oh! We're learning the meta. You might have noticed the monster houses. And yeah, every dungeon has been modified to be able to spawn a monster house on every single floor. In a dungeon like Tiny Woods, these monster houses can be disastrous, but the large chunks of experience we earn can help us get some much needed stats. No death counter. No death counter. No death counter. Ha! Okay, level 6, 3 HP, and 2 defense. Eventually, after a solid chunk of attempts, Mudkip and I are able to make it all the way to the bottom 4th floor, where Caterpie waits in fear, clearly traumatized by just how dangerous Tiny Woods has become. Caterpie, you're gonna be okay, buddy. You're gonna be okay. Dungeon 1, the tutorial, is over. Was the tutorial difficult or telling a future difficulty? Truly, I don't know. Truly, I'm scared. Mudkip decides that he wants to start a rescue team with us, and Mudkip just gives us a house. Do you have any idea what the economy looks like, buddy? Let's go with Team PKMN, okay? Because that's what we do here, folks. Before we're even able to get our bearings as Rescue Team PKMN, another request comes in, and this time it's to save Magnemite from Thunderwave Cave, the second dungeon of the game. Are we gonna start at level 1 again? That's what I'm worried about, personally. Let's find out, I guess. I should have checked the town, maybe gotten some, like, I don't know, berries or something? I don't know. The first 3 floors of Thunderwave Cave aren't so bad, and outside of some trap shenanigans, oh, what the fuck? I can't go that way without encountering a trap? Are you serious? I'll go this way then. The main problem I encounter are the monster houses. Monster houses trigger when the player or one of their teammates walk into a designated room, dropping a large number of enemies into the floor and making our life a whole lot tougher. A lot of the time, monster houses are either directly in the way of the staircase room, containing the staircase outright, or occur immediately upon loading into a floor. This is always the worst way to encounter a monster house, as you're dropped in randomly into the room with no prep time. The best counterplay to these monster houses is to lead the enemies out of the room into the hallway, where you can deal with them in a single file line. But if you spawn into one without an easy exit, you're gonna have to fight your way out, or simply die trying. I'm pretty sure we lose right now, though. Oh yeah, especially if you miss the mud slap. Even though these enemies are relatively weak in a 1v1, when 5 of them or more are able to attack you and lower your stats during a single turn, things can snowball incredibly fast. I don't know if Mud Slap can cut corners. I kind of forget. Oh, we're fucked, actually. Oh, it's over. I think I just try to kill as many as possible to get as much experience as possible. Okay, Mud Slap does cut corners. It's over this turn, right? Yeah, okay, yeah. It's so funny how careful we have to play this. Oh, wow. Okay, Mudkip's gonna warp if I try to do anything. So... No, Mudkip! Oh. It's all because I got the apple, wasn't it? And now Mudkip got teleported right to a monster house, huh? Perhaps if I warp, I can go help him. Oh, wait, actually. Oh, okay. I was like, did I just come in to do the most superhero thing imaginable? No. We'll talk more later about monster houses and the best strategies to get around them, but we're going to be stuck in Thunderwave Cave for a while, so let's use this time to talk about our partner, Mudkip. Oh, stay alive. Oh, your job is to stay alive. Just stay alive! The partner Pokemon, as I'm sure you're no doubt aware if you've played Mystery Dungeon before, is not always the most cooperative of teammates. He follows directly behind me, runs into traps, uses the wrong moves at the wrong time, has a tendency of aggressing onto enemy Pokemon, and overall is just a hassle to try to work with cleanly, especially in Kaizo, where every single turn of movement can matter. Where's my partner at? My partner's gonna die before we can even get to them. But like every good relationship, it all comes down to setting my expectations and communicating them effectively to Mudkip. There are 3 ways we are able to do this in game. The first and most simple to understand is the move system. By enabling and disabling Mudkip's moves, we can force him to perform exactly the way we want. Say for instance, Mudkip knows Tackle, Growl, Mud Slap, and Water Gun. If we deselect Tackle, Growl, and Mud Slap, the only option left for him to use is Water Gun.
Do the thing.
This is a roundabout way of just using Water Gun, but enabling and disabling moves is the most simple and effective way to get Mudkip to do what we want. The second way that we can influence Mudkip is by using the Tactics menu. This allows us to alter how Mudkip will behave. Right now, there are only 4 tactics available to us, and of those, only Let's Go Together, which is the basic behavior you're familiar with, and Get Away, which causes Mudkip to flee from literally everything, have any real use. But in time, Wait Here will become pivotal to our strategies, and Avoid Trouble will have some niche uses. The third and most complicated way for us to influence Mudkip is through the use of IQ skills. When a Pokemon eats gummies, they level up an entirely separate stat from their base stats. This is the IQ stat. When a Pokemon's IQ increases, it can unlock certain skills that allow it to work a bit more effectively. Although it's the most complicated, leveling IQ is super tedious and will thankfully not be something we have to grind much over the course of the run. To us now, at the beginning of our adventure, the most important skill to remember to turn on and off is the exclusive Move User skill, as this prevents Mudkip from using neutral attacks, or encourages neutral attacks if we disable all of its moves through the move menu. As the game progresses, we will unlock more of these skills, and if they're relevant, I'll make sure to cover them at that point. Okay, now that that mess of words is out of my mouth, let's check out how we're doing in Thunderwave Cave. There's not even anything worth being a monster house in here for. 9? Oh my god. Oh, Mudkip, come on, pull through for me, buddy. There's a Voltorb there, too? Oh, no, it's so over. Mudkip ain't surviving any longer. It's over for Mudkip. Communication is key, Mudkip. Oh, my god, damn it. Even if I know it's gonna happen, it still hurts when it does. It is incredibly easy for a run to end. Whether from randomly spawning directly into a monster house, to losing my move's PP to a skill drop trap, and having to flounder through the rest of the level, throwing my body against enemy Pokemon. No, Mudkip. Mudkip, please. This way, buddy. Help me. They're following me. Please. Mudkip, no. Running into these traps should never happen if I do everything correctly. But of course, between misinputs, reading chat, and my non-existent attention span, I run into them by accident all of the time. Damn it, oh my god. I look at the map or I look at chat for a split second as I check, and there all our embers go. Mudkip still has PP, so we chill. Damn it, oh my god. It's like I check and then I throw for content anyway. The good news is that unlike Tiny Woods, we retain our experience earned from attempt to attempt, meaning that even though we're losing a lot, we're getting progressively stronger. Okay, Mudkip killed Plusle. There's a tract! Mudkip, pick up a tract. Easily I'm taking a tract over Growl, I think. Now normally, a tract only works on Pokemon of the opposite gender. But specifically in Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team, since gender is not a feature, this means that we now have the power to attract anyone or anything. Attract immobilizes a single enemy for 5 to 6 turns and prevents the foe from doing anything 100% of the time. This sounds absolutely ridiculous, and it definitely is, but won't help very much when it comes down to dealing with literal hordes of enemies. 1v1, however, it is indeed as broken as it sounds. We needed that move, desperately. The randomly generated terrain gives us a gift at the very end, and 2 hours later or so, at level 11, we make it through Thunderwave Cave and save Magnemite, clearing the second dungeon of the game. Oh, thank you! Oh my god! It was the run, baby! We got him! 500 Poké Dollars and the Reviver Seed. I'm storing those immediately. Only took 2 hours. Goodness gracious. I deposit some of my items and money at the Kangaskhan storage and Persian Bank respectively, but before we're able to continue with the story, the game wants us to take on some random missions from the bulletin board outside the Pelipper post office on the east side of town. Our only real option is returning to Thunderwave Cave, as I didn't want to risk permanently resetting my experience by going back to Tiny Woods. Some of y'all are worried, but listen, we proved to T-Wave Cave we could do it. That's a client right there. That's 1. Would I like to leave? No. Continue? Absolutely. Don't die because it won't save. Okay, well, I'll try not to die. Here is number 2. I'm getting better at Mystery Dungeon. I can feel it, okay? Oh my god, I don't have any moves. Do we have smokescreen? No. I have 2 blast seeds though, I guess. I gotta go back. I can't even attempt it. I'm walking the other way. I don't care if there's the staircase in there. Even though Thunderwave Cave proved to be a hassle the first time around, with my new moveset and some absurd warp trap shenanigans at the tail end of the dungeon, we complete all 3 missions taken and reap our rewards. I got punished so much in Thunderwave Cave that I think I deserve that, okay? I deserve a nice little easy go around right there. And we got to level 12, I feel good. This triggers the story to move forward and unlocks the 3rd dungeon of the game, Mount Steel. Hello, who is that? Oh, I can't see you. That's my floor. Mudkip just bought that for me. Skarmory took Diglett. We're out. We're out to go save him. Absolutely. Out.
Did we really need 2 backpacks? I mean, what are you keeping in these things?
Well, you had a pretty long list, and we needed ice packs to keep the cheese that you requested cold.
Well, did I get the ice pack one? Because this is not light.
Mount Steel is 9 floors, and for the 3rd dungeon in the game, that's actually fairly long. Now that we've accomplished a little bit as a rescue team and have saved up a bit of money and items, it's going to be important to ration them when it comes to decide what we take into each dungeon. The most important item in the game, bar none, is the Reviver Seed, which automatically activates upon either you or your partner fainting. But some other items, including Max Elixirs, Apples, Warp Orbs, Petrify Orbs, and ironically Escape Orbs, are going to be really pivotal in making incremental progress in Kaizo Mystery Dungeon. See, when you faint in a dungeon, you lose all your collected money and half your items, meaning that if Mudkip and I are in a position where losing is inevitable, having an Escape Orb allows me to save all of my money and items and to better preserve my resources for the next attempt. Despite making it all the way to the 7th floor of Mount Steel on our first attempt, I spawn in on a monster house, which immediately proves capable of ending our run. I have to potentially protect Mudkip. Oh, it did too much. We have $500 too. I hate to say we should leave. Do I have an Oranberry I could throw at him? I have 1 Oranberry I can give to my mans, but he's gonna get attacked 4 times. Leaving would stink. I don't think I can win, though. I think specifically with this setup, I don't think I can win. I hate to use the Escape Orb already, you know? I feel like I should at least try, but we have 10 Gravel Rocks. And that de-stickies the Orin and the Rost. Alright, we're using it. We're using it. I think knowing that the Escape Orb is 300 Pokédollars, and knowing that we have 500, that influenced my decision pretty heavily. Progressing in Kaizo Mystery Dungeon is strange, as because the dungeons are randomly generated, sometimes I can make it all the way to the later floors, but other times I get absolutely rocked on the very first floor. So one way I can maintain forward momentum is by saving my money and items for use later in the game. Escape orbing with important items like the ones mentioned previously makes it easier to get through dungeons on future attempts. Mount Steel's pretty brutal for a 3rd dungeon, as its length and diversity of Pokemon proved to be difficult for my team to handle, especially the Baltoys, as their Mud Slaps are not only super effective on me, but permanently lower my accuracy for the remainder of the floor. I should have checked. No, don't, please don't. Oh! Mudkip, you're throwing. You have Water Gun. Use it. I'm switching spots with you, buddy. You enjoy that room. That's up to you now. Yeah. How do you like it? Oh my god, Mudkip. Don't. Mudkip's gonna botch it. Mudkip's dead right now. Oh my god. Can't Skarmory just eat the Diglett so we can stop this? No. Not yet. I will save the Diglett, and Dugtrio will crown me as rightful king of the moles. F all y'all. All y'all can get out of here. How's that? If we can get to Skarmory with our Reviver Seeds intact, I'll feel good. But so far, we have yet to get past floor 7. If Dugtrio cared so much, they'd help me. I agree. It's too bad Diglett's been dead for literal, months at this point. After losing quite a few times and escape orbing when we're able to, Mount Steel gives me a gift on the 8th floor, and we make it to Skarmory for the very first time. Is the game really just gonna let me? Oh my god, we made it to Skarmory. Time for the first boss of the game. I'm here to bring back Diglett's body. I have a Blast Seed. I have 2 Reviver Seeds. Yeah, I'm gonna Gravel Rock. I'm gonna Attract. Now I Ember. Oh. Well, this is awkward. So, as it turns out, the boss enemies in Kaizo don't have their HP altered at all, meaning that Skarmory, all things considered, is probably the easiest part of Mount Steel by far. It took me about 3.5 hours to get through Mount Steel, but my due diligence in grinding money and items over this time will help us later in the game when Reviver Seeds are an absolute hot commodity. Diglett's too scared to move. Diglett, don't worry. It's been a few months, but here we are. Oh, don't worry. The Magnemites, they're on the case. We won't make the mistake of zapping you. He's a ground type. Do these Pokemon not know how types work? Skarmory, scared of earthquakes? He's immune. Magnemite's like, oh, Diglett, don't worry, I won't zap you. Diglett's immune. Why does nobody in the Mystery Dungeon universe understand type matchups? The next stream opens up with Mudkip taking us on a mandatory trip to Pokemon Square. I want to go do some dungeons. Is there story to do? I don't understand. We just ran through the town. What do you want to show me? This is manipulative, Mudkip. As it turns out, the game requires you to accept the Magnemite you rescued from T-Wave Cave to your team and get its friend area, the Power Plant. I don't plan on using any additional Pokemon in the dungeons, especially this Magnemite, unless of course I'm required to. Yes, this is foreshadowing for a certain Pokemon who joins our party later in the game. At this point, we're introduced to Jumpluff, whose other friend Jumpluff is lost in a dungeon somewhere, Shiftry, who refuses to help said friend for some reason, and Team ACT consisting of Alakazam, Charizard, and Tyranitar. The team strong-arms Shiftry into helping Jumpluff, and Alakazam begins to develop a suspicion toward us for seemingly no reason. That couldn't possibly be Hef, the guy who completed Pikmin 2 Kaizo, and whose audio was trash for the first 2 streams yesterday. It wasn't me, Alakazam. It wasn't me. Gengar's got some beef with us too, I guess. In order to unlock the 4th dungeon of the game, Sinister Woods, we're once again tasked by the game to do more random missions. So I go right back to Thunderwave Cave for the 3rd time and get absolutely blessed by the RNG of the game. Ice Beam? Really good way to start the stream. The Ice Beam TM randomly drops in Thunderwave Cave? This is a monster house for sure, but it doesn't even matter to me. Ooh! I'm gonna see what this is too, hold up. What the hell's going on? What is happening? Not only do we get the Ice Beam TM for Mudkip, we also get the Flamethrower TM for Charmander. These are both long-range moves that'll be instrumental in our success, as handling enemies that are far away from you is massive, since most of them don't have the capability of attacking unless they're right up next to you. I end up doing 2 sets of missions in Thunderwave Cave before... Uh-oh. The Pikmin fans are here. Who would play Mystery Dungeon when there's so many Pikmin 2 ROM hacks available? We have our eyes on world domination. Alright, Pikmin 2 fans. You heard right. 1 mod at a time. What the? Oh no! The Bulborb is purple! It used to be red! What did they do? This simply serves as an introduction to the Team Meanies, another set of antagonists, and after completing another set of missions in T-Wave Cave, we're approached the very next day by Caterpie, who lets us know that Metapod has gotten lost in Sinister Woods and is looking for our assistance. Not the Pikmin 2 fans, they're back! Team Meanies decides that they're going to rescue Metapod themselves, and the only payment they'll accept is having Caterpie join them in their quest for world domination. I'm not sure exactly why they'd want a Caterpie to join their team so badly, but hey, artificial stakes aside, this gives us the ability to move on to the next dungeon. Let's see what we're working with here. Sinister Woods, which as the name suggests, is much tougher than the previous 3 dungeons. This 13-floor dungeon begins to show us the true horror of Kaizo Mystery Dungeon. We're back to Kaizo. We just missed a move, and now we basically die for it. I'm gonna Warp Orb and then Oranberry. Bad start, but it's okay. Oh my god. This Oddish is 1v1ing me. Yeah, it might be time to go. If I survive, it might be time to go. Yeah, it's time to go. I want to save my Reviver Seeds, because there's no way we make it out of here alive. After opting to escape orb the first time through and trying to come in more prepared, we realized how straight up difficult it's going to be to just survive. Oddish can poison and paralyze us. Poison lasting for the entire floor unless we have a Pecha Berry, and paralysis preventing us from moving for turns on end. Sudowoodo has the capability of doing massive damage with Rock Throw and Flail. Swinub has the ability to hit the entire room with Powder Snow, and Sunflora's Razor Leaf is a ranged attack that absolutely slices up Mudkip. If we die right now, it'll be tight. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's another Powder Snow. Oh, wow. I need to eat an Oranberry, unfortunately. No more gravel rocks, you stupid idiot. Why are you just use water gun? Stop gravel rocking. Do I have to take them from you? Does that count as my turn? It does. Uh-oh. Oh, fantastic. All right, it's my turn again. I hate doing this. After we've already used 2 Reviver Seeds, but we're now in a pickle. I'm gonna use it. Oh, I can't. There's water gun. Nice job. Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Don't do it to me. Oh, it's over. We just died 3 times. We had 4 Reviver Seeds, and all of them were burned in this monster house. This is only the 2nd floor, too. Just goes to show you that no matter where you're at in a dungeon, it all comes down to the terrain generation and the types of enemies that spawn. We came up short yesterday. Shut up, Mudkip. It was your fault. It was a nice beginning of the stream, getting Flamethrower, getting Ice Beam, all of these beautiful things falling into place. We're back to struggling. All right. I'll take the Pecha Scarf. Mudkip, that was dumb of you. Oh! Nah. No way, Oddish. No way. You tried. See what happens. Now, I previously mentioned a bunch of enemies that can all give me trouble, especially when grouped together in something like a monster house. But there's one enemy that's inexplicably busted. Of the enemies here that can spawn in the later half of Sinister Woods, which one do you think would be the most busted of all these Pokemon? I'll make it easier on you. I'll take half of them away. Which do you think is the most broken of these Pokemon? If you guessed Ledyba, you'd be absolutely fucking correct. Now, I don't know exactly how this Pokemon's altered, but it tanks hits like a heavyweight champion and is able to burn through 2 of my Reviver Seeds at a time by using Comet Punch, a multi-hit move which we've established as very broken. Depending on how many Ledyba actually spawn into a given monster house, we might just be outgunned and forced to escape the dungeon. I realized while scripting this video how hard it is to accurately describe the danger posed by these dungeons without making it sound overblown, but truly sometimes all it takes is the straw to break the camel's back. If Attract is drained, Ledyba can 1v1 me. If Ember or Flamethrower are drained, then I have a tougher time dealing with the plethora of grass and bug types. If Metal Claw is drained, then Sudowoodo gets substantially tougher for Charmander to take on solo. If I accidentally step on a warp trap, I may activate a monster house and be put in an unwinnable situation. Additionally, if I warp too far away from the room with the stairs, Kaizo's limited turns force me to play riskier, having to accept moving blindly without checking for traps, as I don't have the turns to waste before I get kicked out of the dungeon by the mysterious force. There are so many little tiny details to consider when it comes to our success that it's impossible to accurately express that with the cut gameplay I'm providing to you. One tiny mistake can prove disastrous for the run, as we've seen in dungeons like Mount Steel and Thunderwave Cave, but the enemies in Sinister Woods prove to be much deadlier than either of the previous two dungeons, so it's even more important not to slip up. Oh wow. This game is fucking dumb. Why are Ladybuzz level like 40? I don't understand it. We're getting down to the wire here. I'm wondering if escape roping or escape orbing now is a good play. I mean, we could at least kill this Whooper, but I don't have an ability to heal. I only have 22 HP left. I think I'm forced to. I think we have enough money that I'm forced to. One of the main ways we can minimize risk is by meticulously changing Mudkip's tactics and moves in order to get him to do more of what we want. At level 15, Mudkip learned the getaway tactic, which makes monster houses a bit more manageable. By having Mudkip flee into the hallway, we can essentially train the enemies into a spot where both of us can attack a single enemy at a time, and only be attacked by a single enemy at a time. At level 19, Charmander gets access to Smokescreen, which, while terrible in actual Pokemon, is fairly decent in Mystery Dungeon as it hits the enemy with the whiffer effect, causing them to miss all of their moves. It could be the exact same as Attract. Oh, actually, you know what? There's Pokemon that have the Oblivious ability, which means they can't be attracted. And although it's really niche, I'm thinking I go Smokescreen over Attract. Charmander lost their Riz and picked up Vaping is very funny. For now, we decide to get rid of Attract for Smokescreen, but spoiler alert, we'll change it right back very soon, as Whiffer proves to be much more inconsistent overall. 4 floors to go. You guys think we got it this time? We have 5 Reviver Seeds in our pocket. This could be the last floor. I'm pretty sure it is. Alright, if I get kicked out of this sub-level, I'm gonna be so tight. Don't do it to me, game. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Don't do it to me. Ember? Not a dead slack off just yet. Now he is. One last monster house in Sinister Woods stands between us and saving Metapod. For whatever reason, Executors are legitimately a non-threat. Why are they so low level and why are the Ladybuzz so high level? Who playtested this game? I'm not even talking about the Kaizo version, I'm talking about the regular old version. And we make it out to the other side where the Pikmin 2 modders are waiting for us. Hold it right there. No, not the Pikmin 2 modders, bro. They followed my scent. I simply go for one flamethrower. I'm gonna hurl Gengar out of the way. Or I'm not gonna do that because the game is just so wrong. Gengar's gone. We should be in the clear. Metacham's gone. Oh my god. Did we get through that entire thing without using any Reviver Seeds? Just like Skarmory though, they proved to be the easiest part of the dungeon, and we're finally able to put Sinister Woods behind us. We got Metapod, folks. We rescue Metapod and make our way back home. And as usual, these bugs are broke as fuck, so we won't be getting any type of reward. Seems like our exploits have reached some of the other parts of town, as Jumpluff approaches our team to let us know that Shiftry still hasn't returned from the Silent Chasm. Mudkip, don't you dare say we need to go get him. I didn't say anything. Are you gaslighting me, Mudkip? You're gaslighting me. You can't just walk all over me, Mudkip. It's a different vibe than Sinister Woods. Jumpluff, what do you need? What did you forget to mention? Silent Chasm. There's an amazing monster here. We're literally all called Pokemon. We are all pocket monsters. Grow up, Jumpluff. My stomach hurts? He's trying to gaslight me again. I'm perfectly fine, Mudkip. Don't put words in my mouth. And now he's mad at me? This is toxic. This is not okay. I draw the line here, Mudkip. You want to do this in front of Jumpluff? Fine. I don't think Jumpluff needs to hear about all this, but maybe she should. I gotta tell you, just because you found me in the woods and gave me a house doesn't mean that you can stick words in my mouth, okay? I've had a long day at work, and now I have to go fight a monster at the end of Silent Chasm, and you here are trying to gaslight me? I give you every single gummy, Mudkip. Every gummy that I pick up, I feed to you, because I'm just trying to put you through school. But no, it's never enough for you, is it, Mudkip? If you're my partner, you need to read my cues better? Oh! Why this sudden outburst, Mudkip? Jumpluff trying to, defuse a little bit of the tension here. I get it. This is... Jumpluff is counseling us right now. This is marriage counseling, high key. What is up, Mudkip? Don't you have a stomachache? Oh. Jumpluff called you out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I thought your stomach hurt. Oh, now it's all well and good. Acting like you didn't just say I needed to read your cues better. Acting like you didn't just try to put words in my mouth. And now you changed the subject? Wow. All of that just under the rug for Mudkip. Mudkip doesn't care about any of that. That's toxic. Let's hope the monster doesn't exist. You're the monster in this relationship, Mudkip. Let's get going. I am not talking to you through this entire dungeon, Mudkip. Silent Chasm. More like silent treatment, Chasm.
White women call this the silent treatment. And we let them think we don't like it.
See, I got that off the cuff, guys. Silent Treatment Chasm? Oh, come on. Welcome to the Silent Treatment Chasm, where we're forced to reflect on how exactly we ended up in this situation. We're only 5 dungeons deep into Mystery Dungeon Kaizo, but if I'm going to get through the rest of the game, my partner and I need to be on the same page. Maybe this all started because I was taking away Mudkip's Ice Beam privileges. Honestly, I have to look at it from his perspective too, because I am constantly telling him what to do. Maybe he just snapped because of that. Maybe it's not all Mudkip's fault. I should reflect on what we've done. I keep giving him gummies because I think he's dumb. Do I ever consider how that makes him feel? I haven't until this moment. Maybe that's what the Kaizo has been all along, is just understanding my partner. All the ice beaming was to protect me. I don't feel very protected. Quite frankly, we just went through a grass-type dungeon, and I had to do everything basically myself. You were out here water gunning Sunfloras. Who does that? That just makes them bigger and stronger. Yeah, water gun into water absorb Whooper too. That's facts. That's true. I was attracting... So, So as soon as I committed to you, Mudkip, I started vaping. Is that it? Is that why you're upset with me? It's because of my vaping habit? I'm sorry, okay? The game took away my Riz. So I had to pick up Smokescreen. Now imagine you're at an all-time low in your relationship with your partner. What is one surefire way to come back from the brink stronger than ever? That's right. Adopting a kid. Can't even get through that, dude. We need a third opinion here. Yanma. Mudkip, I'm coming. Stop water gunning grass types. I know you're upset. I know. We onboarded Yanma, and now you're acting out. I get it. Oh, really? Oh, really? I guess I'll just go for the things I can one-shot. Who should I help? Should I help Mudkip, or should I help Yanma? Mudkip, are you doing okay? Maybe that's all it needed all along. Just for me to ask. Alright, Trapinch is scary. I'm gonna trust Mudkip. to deal with them, okay? Nice. That's what I needed you to do, Mudkip. Oh no, yeah. Our kid! Do we have the ability to heal the kid? Oh my god, we do. Wow. Having 3 teammates is definitely, yeah. Silent Chasm ends up teaching us how to best maneuver with a third party member. And it's far from intuitive, some of the movement options your team will take on their own. So Yanma, there's these things called traps. They're everywhere. Some of them can drain you of your PP, others will warp you to other parts of the map. Something is stirring. That is God Almighty telling us we can't be here anymore. Our new mission became to protect this Yanma from the horrors of the Silent Chasm. And with this common goal of ours, the rift between Mudkip and I finally began to heal. We weren't just a rescue team anymore. We were a family, and we were going to get through this together. Stay there, Yanma. I'm not quite done. We have another one of your classmates. Oh. You know, I think our relationship is healed enough. I think we're ready. You want another Mudkip? Are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. Go be with your new sibling. I'm sure you guys have a lot in common. In all honesty, the wild Pokemon in Silent Chasm weren't nearly as dangerous as the ones in Sinister Woods or even Mount Steel, but nevertheless, the game still kept delivering on the difficulty front. We ended up burning 2 more Reviver Seeds in a monster house on floor 7, 1 for each of our kids, and were forced to use a Petrify Orb on floor 8 because Mudkip still hadn't shaken some of his bad habits. Oh, Mudkip, we talked about this. Oh, Mudkip, we talked about this. Floor 9 gives us the gift of an easily accessible staircase, and all of a sudden, we were through. Oh my god. Oh my god, we did it with our boys. We did it. Together, Mudkip. I'm sorry about that fight from earlier. We get to send the twins to college. This is not about you, Shiftry. This is about what we learned along the way. Oh no. Our relationship has been put through the ringer. And now all of a sudden, we gotta deal with a Zapdos? After rescuing Jumpluff, Zapdos reveals itself to be the culprit of Shiftry's disappearance and whisks him away to Mount Thunder, the next dungeon in the campaign. Of course, who'd be waiting for us at home but the ones who forced Shiftry to attempt this rescue in the first place? Team ACT, led by Alakazam. IQ of 5,000, folks. Give it up for Alakazam, Zapdos, one of the legendary bird Pokemon. Wow. Zapdos won't be easy, says Zapdos' #1 check in advanced overuse. Are you kidding me, Tyranitar? That's your job. You click Rock Slide. Or, if you're a special variant and not even running Rock Slide for some reason, you click Ice Beam. Zapdos is powerful. It'll be too much for my skill level. You do not know what we just went through in the Silent Chasm. We adopted and then subsequently let go of our twins, okay? I have to pay 2 different college tuitions. Technically, I only have to pay 1 because Third Wheel, he was kind of a bright student. He got off on some scholarships, but Fourth Wheel, absolute wreck of a student. I had to pay full price for that kid. I love the idea that we adopted 2 identical twins. Just, Yanmas are so funny. They could be any other Pokemon, and it wouldn't be as funny to me.
All right, come on, let's sing the thunder song.
All right.
When you hear the sound of thunder, don't you get too scared. Just grab your thunder buddy and say these magic words. Fuck you, thunder, you can suck my dick. You can't get me thunder, cause you're just God's farts.
Unlike Silent Chasm, Mount Thunder's on par with Sinister Woods difficulty-wise, as the Pokemon here are deadlier than anything we've seen so far. We're going to encounter some difficulty here, Mudkip. Get ready. It's going to be a little tricky. Oh, that only does 34? Oh, that's not a lot at all. Oh my god. They're dangerous. Don't be a trap. Oh, wow. Why do they do so much damage? Ah. Yeah. Okay, all right. Let's take a look at some of the enemies here in Mount Thunder to paint you a picture of how rough this dungeon can be. All of the early floor Pokemon, including Weedle, Nidoran, Electrike, and Pidgeotto, are super pushovers, and only pose a danger in the context of a monster house. The dungeon really doesn't pick up in difficulty until floor 5. Yeah. The Stantlers here are fairly tame, but their proficiency with hypnosis causes my character to fall asleep and take multiple turns of attacks from numerous Pokemon.
Wake me up. Wake me up inside. I can't wake up. Wake me up inside. Save me.
While sleeping, I'm unable to access my items or change anything with Mudkip's loadout, which can be disastrous if he's set to the wrong tactic.
Like this game is so messed up to you. No, not again. Mudkip, come back. Mudkip.
Ampharos has the capability of dealing large chunks of damage with Thunder Punch and are a threat to Mudkip, but outside of that, they aren't too dangerous. Electabuzz also isn't that bad, but has the capability to run me down with its strong quick attacks, a move that hits from up to 2 spaces away.
I'll kill you, Alakazam. Electabuzz, yellow ass.
Lastly, and most notably, the Glygers in Mount Thunder are ridiculously overtuned, as their attacks do way too much damage, and they have a high chance of poisoning us with their Poison Sting. Keep in mind, you can have multiple statuses inflicted on you at the same time, so you're not safe from poison even when you're sleeping.
Now we're forced to escape. I hate to do that, dude. Ugh.
We have not been getting good luck with the stairs, I'll admit. Unless they're down to the left here. Oh, it's a monster house. We don't have our partner. We don't know if there's stairs here either. I feel like I need to check. There's no stairs. There's so many Electrikes. This might get dicey. Yup. Oh no. I'm behind it? Okay, now I need to escape orb. The early floors are more of a formality than anything, but activating monster houses and hitting traps will make the ending floors of the dungeon much tougher to get through. On floor 1, oh, I didn't bring an escape orb. I don't want to do this already, but I have to. I have no option. I can't believe we didn't have an escape orb. That was totally my bad. We are in Blaze, so this should kill. Sweet. Miss Ember into death hurts. Notably, it was at this point that I swapped Smokescreen back out for the superior Attract and replaced Metal Claw with Brick Break as the better coverage option. Hey Mudkip, if you want to chip in here real quick, that'd be sweet. You want to maybe help me just mud slap somebody on the corner here? Oh! I told you. Mudkip and I, we have a little back and forth going now. I think we've finally come to a mutual understanding of what we both want out of this partnership. We have not seen a Growlithe yet, so this is the farthest we've come into Mount Thunder. And we have 3 Reviver Seeds with us. I'm actually not sure how many floors Mount Thunder is. I know it's 2 parts. This is gonna be not good. I'm almost wondering if there's a way we can kind of do if we can split them up. If I go this way, it gives us 2 Pokemon attacking this slot. 3 Manectrics is too many. Oh wow. Okay, you are frozen and attracted. Am I not able to attack Manectric when he's frozen? Is that what's going on here? They can't be hit by anything except with fire. Okay, well, then we're gonna have to take away Mudkip's Ice Beam privileges again. Mud Slap, Water Gun, you have 9 and 13. I'm relying on you to do the damage here, Mudkip. Don't let me down. I should Max Elixir. I don't know how many floors Mount Thunder is, though. Oh, no. Well. Alright, that's a thumbnail moment, for sure. All my PP are already gone. I don't think there's any more. I'm going to check this one just in case. I just didn't want to get warped. I have to go this way. Oh, wow. Oh my god. 10 floors of fighting for our lives later, we finally make it to the peak of Mount Thunder, where there's a save point, meaning that if we faint in the upper half, we get to retry from this point. Normally, the second half of dungeons aren't as long as the main dungeon, but are more difficult. But I wouldn't say that's necessarily the case in Kaizo. There is, however, a unique twist put on these peaks in Kaizo. Excuse you? Something is stirring? Oh no. Oh no. No, please. No, please. That's right. The dungeon peaks have this unique property where you're given far less turns than the main dungeon, and being kicked out by the mysterious force poses a very real threat.
I wonder if there's like no traps here. Because we haven't seen one yet. I'm gonna just play like there's not any. Damn it. Damn it. Shut up. God, my son of a bitch. Well, honestly, that's my bad. Excuse... Mount Thunder's peak is only 2 floors, with Zapdos taking residence on the 3rd. And with a lucky warp trap on floor 1 and some good generation on floor 2, we're able to pass the peak on the first try. This is it, right? This should be the easiest part of the dungeon, because the HP values I don't believe are changed. Oh yeah, I forgot! Mudkip squares up to Zapdos. It starts it with Mudkip 1 spot up, being targeted. I completely forgot. What? Something is stirring? Can I riz up Zapdos? Zapdos proves to be trivial after a couple of well-placed attacks, and we're able to rescue Shiftry from its clutches. At this point, Team ACT shows up just in time to do absolutely nothing for us, and after we reveal that I used to be human, we ask Alakazam if he has any idea why that might be. No, you can't determine that. You are 0 for 2, buddy. Alakazam suggests that we make our way to the Hill of the Ancients in the Great Canyon to see if Xatu has any idea what's going on with us. Before facing that serious conundrum, though, we're right back to relationship politics with our partner, Mudkip. What's the matter? It's nothing. I'm good. I'm good, Mudkip. I know what's gonna happen. Why do you try so hard versus why are you so happy? Okay, chat, quick question. Which one causes the least problems in our relationship? You know, if you were to ask this to your partner, which one would you prefer to ask? The way I'm looking at it, why do you try so hard? Saying it that way makes me understand it better, but upon initial reading, why are you so happy reads to be worse because it's implying that, like, maybe I'm depressed, right? And then that further complicates the partnership. I don't want to self-deprecate, but that's what the game's going to have me do. So I'm going to do a little self-deprecation. At this point, I'm not being honest with Mudkip. The tables have turned.
I promise you, it's old. It's the Grand Canyon. It's not the Hoover Dam.
Well, I know it's not the Hoover Dam. That was built by the Pilgrims.
Also incorrect.
How do you think we're gonna do in the Great Canyon here, guys? I feel like we are high enough level that it shouldn't be a big deal. I'm just gonna, hold on. I just want to listen. I just want to listen to this theme real quick. Before we have to be hit with the Monster House theme again. You know? Oh no, Breelooms! We're lucky there's a lot of grass types. I'm gonna go for this Vileplume real quick. I think they're probably the most dangerous, but I'm not positive. I figured out who's the most dangerous. Oh my god, I'm paralyzed. Doduo. I can't move. Mudkip. Oh. Yeah, wait, why is Mudkip still leaving? Didn't I change his tactic back? Okay. There were a lot of fully evolved Pokemon in this dungeon, but as we've learned after spending the early game getting throttled by Ledybuzz and Baltoys, most of that whole get stronger upon evolving thing is superficial. Wait a minute. I have a Cherry Berry in my hand. Why does it not activate like an actual held item does? Oh my god, you know I never do it on purpose. I've been really good about not doing it on purpose. I think I've had maybe 4 blunders this stream. which sounds like a lot, but it's not. Excuse you. Mudkip, what are you doing? Thank you. Okay, you know what? Should I have him stay in that spot? I think I have to have him stay in that spot, unfortunately. He'll recover some HP over time as I do this, I think. Post Mount Thunder, Mudkip and I are starting to come into our own as a duo to be reckoned with. By this point, I'd become well acquainted with what Kaizo Mystery Dungeon was asking from me, and using all of our strategies together, I was able to get through the Great Canyon on my first try. Let's go. What should we do? If he has the answers, I'm not trying to kill him. Okay, worth a shot, worth a shot. Tickle, tickle. Tickle, tickle, tickle. Tickle, 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 tickle. It's no good. He's not responding. All right, now there's some story. We could make some jokes and do some goofs and some gags. Xatu knows we're not a Pokemon. He sees right through us. Me becoming a Pokemon and the natural disasters are related. Unfortunately, that is the case. The bigger concerns. Yeah, the world's balance.
The dark side, I feel. Getting stronger it is. Great tragedy, I see.
I don't have a Yoda voice. I don't have it right now. I don't know where it is. I have the but I don't have the rest of it.
The dark side.
It's closer.
The dark side.
Nope. I don't have it. I'm sorry. I want to do the bit. Dark side, light side, something, 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 something. Here's Anakin Skywalker. Gengar ends up overhearing our inquiry to Xatu and begins to plot against us, shaping the later half of the campaign into one of the most twisted, interesting stories Pokemon has ever told. Hey, wait. Oh, nothing happens. We have to just do some missions for the sake of it. Okay, whatever. Mudkip ends up not feeling so motivated after learning of the humans' connection to the natural disasters, and we put off our rescuing for the day in favor of bed rotting. While Mudkip and I take a much needed day off, I end up having a really interesting dream. I'm not even going to say anything about this. I had a bit. I'm not going to say anything about it. I'm just going to leave it to you guys. Gardevoir in my dreams. Something, something. I'm so glad finally. Something, something. I finally got to meet you. Something, something. I'm a Pokemon. Something, something. Just a little longer. Pause. 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 So go away. I hate this. Hi, Mudkip. I was definitely not dreaming about Gardevoir. Definitely not. After meeting with Mudkip at the beginning of the day, we're approached by Caterpie, who lets us know Gengar's in the Pokemon Square, enacting his plan to be rid of us once and for all by spreading the news about our alleged connection to the natural disasters. Oh, this is a great option select here. Oh, sweet. Hef, forgive me. Oh, honestly, do you know how many monster houses we've been in? Oh, wait. The Kecleons are too powerful. We can take everybody else but the Kecleons. We have to leave. Right now. Right now. After fleeing the square, Mudkip and I have to reaffirm our commitment to each other no matter who's against us. Do you want to end the team? I could be the human of the legend. I'm not sure. I have amnesia. Gardevoir came to me in a dream. Yeah. It was really freaky. Mudkip wants to stay together. Of course, who else rose up during this tender moment but Team ACT, ready to eliminate us for the greater good? You want our house, Alakazam? Yeah. Take your stuff and get out. Come tomorrow, I'm putting this on Facebook Marketplace. But Alakazam, I got a really good interest rate. Half Alakazam's gonna take our house. We're never gonna see the kids again. I could rent the house while you're gone. Just until you get back. Find out the truth. I'm coming back with a down payment. And Alakazam won't know what hit him. Even though the entirety of town turns against us, just as we depart as fugitives, for some reason, the Pokemon of Pokemon Square are still hard at work. They're sleep businessing. This is sad. This is sad. After stocking up on supplies, we make our way to the first dungeon of the fugitive arc, Lapis Cave. Wait, 3 Ninkatas and 3 Zubats? That's it? Oh, now I'm worried. Hold on. Okay, now I'm worried. It's in Lapis Cave that we really get acquainted with the confusion status, courtesy of the local horde of Zubat. Unlike regular Pokemon, where confusion may have a Pokemon hit itself, in Mystery Dungeon, well, I guess just watch. Maybe... Oh my... Another... Bro, what the... What is going on? I can't do a single thing. Did I petrify myself when I'm in confusion? I can't hit a button. Did I soft lock myself? What the fuck was that? I'm actually upset about that. I'm upset that's how that interacted. Oh, wow. You say it's 14 floors? Are you serious? This is what you guys are here for, right? This is why you're here. This is why you're here. This is when everybody who's only ever watched Pikmin 2 Kaizo goes, salt meter? Where's the salt meter? I can't believe how thoroughly bodied we got. Lapis Cave is like Great Canyon in the sense that we've become very familiar with what the game wants from us, and the enemies don't have too much in their arsenal to mess with us that effectively. We got this. Uh-oh. We don't got this. We don't got this. We don't got this. Yeah. Getting poison pointed from non-contact special move hurt my feelings, and the Tangalos and Golbats on the later floors were certainly strong, but because of our good planning and stockpile of items, we're able to make it through Lapis Cave with relatively low difficulty. Okay, Lapis Cave should be done. Was that first try? It was first try. Now it's time for the next dungeon. One that I'm sure many of you who've played through Mystery Dungeon will recognize as where the base game really starts to show its true colors.
Oh, baby! Bring it on!
I don't know how many floors this is, but we are past floor 1. All right. Oh my goodness! 5 Pidgeots? Look at this. Oh. You want someone to draw this? Yo, me too. Any talented artists that we got? Yeah, any untalented artists, actually? High key. Mount Blaze is a skill check for players in the vanilla game, so you can only imagine what Kaizo has in store for us. Yeah, it's up to you, Mudkip. Oh. Right on floor 2, huh? All right, okay, sure. Like always, the main issues come from the types of enemies that we'd have to deal with, and Mount Blazes proved to be the toughest bunch that we've encountered thus far. Slugma's got 119, 125 HP? What? Oh. Why are these things unreal? No! Like the Ledybuzz before them, these first stage Johto Pokemon are the bane of my existence right from floor 1. Both of them have access to Smokescreen, which prevents me from landing attacks, and Smog, which permanently poisons us and puts us on a timer to get done with the floor as fast as possible. These Pokemon also both have access to the ability Flame Body, meaning that occasionally Mudkip will be burned, usually for the remainder of the floor. Both Magby and Slugma are dangerous, but neither of them compare to the real stars of Mount Blaze. Clocking in at 2'4" and a solid 52.9 pounds, we have Numel. Now, what exactly makes Numel so gosh darn scary? Well, for starters, they have access to Magnitude, a ground-type spread move that has the capability of one-shotting Charmander from all the way across the room. If there are 2 of these Numels, we're most likely not making it out of a room without using a Reviver Seed. And if it's a monster house, forget about it. I'm sorry, I'm getting really close to my microphone. There are 6 Numels in here. The real reason these Numels are as scary as they are is because of their ability. See, the one downside of running Attract over Smokescreen on Charmander is that Attract doesn't affect a Pokemon with Oblivious, meaning we can't stun lock these Pokemon, unlike quite literally everything else in the game. Oh no. Numels are immune to my Riz. I literally said it last stream. I said Pokemon with Oblivious won't be able to be affected by Attract. Unfortunately, I can't just run for the stairs, because 2 Magnitudes and it's over. Mount Blaze has no berries and no food items outside of the extremely rare Gummy, meaning we have to ration from floor 1. Big apple, oranberry, radar orb, escape orb. Oh, I thought I had a max elixir. Hold on. I need 1 max elixir. I have to portion control. This also in turn makes the glue traps even worse, as it can disable our escape orbs and food items, leaving us floundering our way through. I'm so sick of it. I can't, man. This is so rough, dude. Because we're on the run as a fugitive, we're unable to complete missions to grind items, meaning that we're going to be burning through a ton of our reserve items by utilizing the Kangaskhan statue at the beginning of the dungeon. We lost our Pecha Berry. We didn't get poisoned, but we lost our Pecha Berry. Yeah, I have 1 Oranberry to help Mudkip out. I have nothing else I can give him. $58 damage. I do 30. Neutrally. That did 51? What is stab? I don't know what's happening anymore. Don't magnitude. Thank you. Mudkip didn't eat that Oranberry because Mudkip said, "We're gonna need it for later. This is floor 1. Send this to Mudkip's family. I am Mudkip's family." That's not true, actually. We have 2 Yanmas together. They're in college right now. I wonder how they're doing. After some pretty pathetic attempts at scaling Mount Blaze, I end stream for the night, but the next day, we recognize that there may be another way forward. See, there's actually an alternate path that you can run through prior to Mount Blaze to grind items and levels to soften up the ascent. Rock Path. I'm gonna check out Rock Path once. It might be entirely nonsense and BS, and we're just gonna have to get there. Ideally, Reviver Seeds might spawn in Rock Path, and even right now, okay, where's the music? Why is this so creepy? What am I about to encounter here? No items in this room either. Dude, we might get kicked out. We might literally just have to mash our face against Mount Blaze. What the That is not what I expected at all. And in fact, that was the first time that this Kaizo had any semblance, I don't want to say of thought put into it, but thought put into it. And the craziest part about that is that the substitute doll actually moved at least twice the speed, because it approached me and attacked me before I even had the opportunity to do anything. I wasn't just letting it happen. Like, it did it on its own. And I just instantly died. It looks like we just mash our face against Mount Blaze. Welcome back, everybody, to Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Kaizo. This is basically the entire game. I knew we were gonna die, but we got 203 experience out of that. So it's a W. Now, I did say there were next to no food items in Mount Blaze, but there's always a chance for a certain merchant to set up shop. There's a Kecleon shop for the first time. Spring donates 20 and says rob him. What the hell, guys? Why do you want to rob Kecleon? He's a hardworking man. He works at a volcano. Kecleon, I didn't want to do this, but I have a strategy. Can Kecleon... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. I no longer have a strategy. I don't seem to have enough money. Obviously, robbing Kecleon won't be on the docket for future attempts, but with how rare Kecleon is to actually spawn in Mount Blaze, it won't be every attempt that we get to see him. Listen, I've killed hundreds of Pikmin for less. All my items turn into plain seeds? I don't understand Mystery Dungeon. I tried to run away and fight him. I forgot he worked in double time. Kecleon can shore up the food situation on Mount Blaze and can provide Pecha Berries to cure the occasional poison, but he can only help us so much, as the game does anything but lets up on the pressure. Like and subscribe. We're gonna be here all night. I might as well try to get out of here. The odds are low, but I might as well try. Yeah, the odds were not in our favor. What do I have to eat? I'm wondering if it's worth simply walking through the traps. Because if I use the neutral attack, that costs turns, which costs hunger. I'm gonna just send it. Calm mind is gone. Oh my God! That was a PB? Oh, wow. I was so locked in on that last run of Mount Blaze. I feel like I'm not even close to locked in right now. We could now lose the run. Hold on. We have all of our items with us, or at least a good chunk of important items. I don't have an Oranberry either. Oh! Yeah. That was my fault. I need to get there in the time it takes for the poison to kill me. My boy, Kecleon! If I eat this, does he think I'm stealing from him? Or does he just make me pay for it? It's the same energy as like, you go to check out at the grocery store and you're already drinking the drink that you grabbed from the fridge, you know, and you just kind of hand over the empty bottle or the half-empty bottle. I'm walking off the mat. 4:30. Easy. Oh my God, Kecleon, I cannot believe you came in this clutch, bro. We have a max elixir too. Oh no. Oh no, don't make me warp Gambit. Not on this run. I don't have an escape orb. Oh my God, Numal! Don't you dare miss, Mudkip. I missed. Mudkip hit. We're on floor 5. We have a max elixir, we have an Oranberry, and we have some apples. Getting hungry. It's a good thing I bought a couple apples from my main man, Kecleon. I think there's no more Numals, actually, after floor, I think it's 8. Floor 6 for Numal? Really? That just shows you how few times we've gotten past floor 6. I don't believe the stairs are in the monster house room, which is the main reason I'm doing this. And I'm taking extra steps when I don't need to. Look at that! Oh, baby. Now it's time for arguably the most intense moment in the entire playthrough. This is the escape from Mount Blaze's 10th floor. He has 65 HP. 65 HP is so awful. I want to know what orb the Slugma has underneath his body. The only move I want Mudkip using is Mud Slap, which is what he has on, which is good. I'm not gonna check this tile. If we warp, run's over. Mudkip technically could have spawned in on a trap as well. If I switch places with Mudkip, which is sort of the most optimal thing to do, it's possible I get warped. And again, the run will be over. Mudkip has 42 HP. He takes another set of 3 attacks, he dies. I have to switch places with him. 16, a miss, and 22. Technically, he may have lived. Now, this is where things get really dicey, because we're surrounded. I have to know what's on the ground. I was really hoping for a warp or a petrify. I think I just need him to get away. I don't think go the other way. Can I info? The Pokemon will go off on its own, heedless of the leader. Explain that to me. I'm gonna walk upward. You stupid moron! I think I am gonna try to warp with Mudkip using the lava, but it's also possible that the enemy's aggro will split in such a way that he might be able to take care of himself. If I go up to the right, they follow me. Mudkip gets hit by probably 2 attacks. Then I warp with him, he gets burned, and I'll be surrounded. At that point, I eat my Oran Berry, and I escape up to the right. But I cannot have the Torkoals cut off my escape route. I cannot have that happen. So I have to have Mudkip wait there. Up to the right. The Mud Slap is massive. If I get hit with a rock throw, it's over anyway. I think the Oran Berry is safer at this juncture. Okay. That's 2 Mud Slaps. Rapidash runs. Mudkip's a whiffer. I'm a whiffer. I am gonna warp Mudkip now. Depending on where Mudkip's warping, it could be over regardless. Like, it would be over. He's top right. Slugma's yawn failed. We live. I escape. Mudkip is a whiffer and being attacked on the other side of the map by one random ass Torkoal. I continue up to the right. We have to wait for him to no longer be affected by the smokescreen before we enable the Mud Slaps again. However, I am gonna make it so that Mudkip tries to get away. If he touches any traps, there will be problems, but we don't have an option. Oh, you guys are not ready for this play. I walk upward. Upward. Slugma. I Riz. Inability to move, Slugma sets a pick. And I escape. No longer a whiffer. Wait there. What does Protect do in this game? Does it lower the damage or does it outright prevent it? Several actions. Okay, that's what I thought. So he no longer waits. He has to get away. Traps are a problem again for Mudkip. I'd like to get to him. Wait there. No traps. 49 HP on Mudkip. Slugma can still one-shot me. Mudkip's gonna stay there. I'm gonna move down, and one more time. I check. Up to the right, I attract. I check. Up to the right. I ate the raspberry myself. I misclicked. Alright. Slugma's back. I have to Riz again. I Brick Break. I turn back on Water Gun. I go down to the left. I pick up the Radar Orb that I knew Slugma had the whole time. And I use it to know where every other enemy on the map is. Oh my god! I shack the bod. I hurl orb. That is not what I thought the hurl orb would do. I thought it worked like whirlwind or roar. I Riz. I Riz. There's the stairs. That's my last gravel rock. That was the most intense moment of the entire game so far. We've been playing for 25 hours. Perhaps I should have waited by the stairs, but really I just wanted to get out of there. If I spawned immediately into a monster house, it would have felt awful. I have to decompress for a second. Mount Blaze has me locked in, boys. Mount Blaze has me locked in. If this is a monster house, I'm gonna cry. The Torkoals are arriving, folks. The stairs are right there. It is a monster house. Who the freaking heck is calling me at 10 o'clock at night? Sal. It's right. Sal, I have it. I got it. Hello. Yeah. And you think that the Mudkip will be able? I don't think Mudkip is able to bait those enemies. Yeah, it's a straight shot downward, but the problem is the lava. The problem is that the fire enemies can go through the lava, and Mudkip doesn't have that option. You know? So, like, if he makes one wrong call, then he could be being targeted by two different Pokemon. Okay, so Mudkip's PP is great because I gave him the elixir. So Mudkip has 13 water guns and 9 mud slaps. I think we got this. Thanks, buddy. All right, let's do it. The escape from Mount Blaze's 10th floor really set the tone for the whole dungeon. Of course, this didn't stop us from having to fight through another monster house on floor 11, but the scanner orb we picked up from floor 10 helps us avoid the monster house on the 12th floor. It's getting dangerous out here, though. They really trying. We made it to Mount Blaze's peak. Just like Mount Thunder, the peak of Mount Blaze puts us on a strict timer versus the mysterious force, but we were playing far too hot for that to stop me. Floor 1 was tight, but an accidental warp on floor 2. Mudkip, stay put. Puts me within sights of the terrifying boss of Mount Blaze, Moltres. Is this it? Mudkip said in disbelief. Is this Mount Blaze's summit? The mountains screams. That's from every enemy I killed. Hundreds of Numels and Slugmas and Magbies and Arcanines and Fearos and Pidgeots and Rabadashes and Torkoals. Someone is causing Mount Blaze to writhe in agony. Is it me? Yup. The Warrior of Fire. You look like a rubber chicken. It cannot be understated how clutch Attract is in a 1v1. It trivializes the bosses of the game, and Moltres is no exception. With Moltres defeated, the toughest dungeon of the game so far has been accomplished. Mudkip, honestly, we've had our differences in the past, but you deserve a break, buddy. See how small Mount Blaze looks from here? We have come a really long way. Me and you. Together. Yes, Mudkip. I do remember how hard it was to get across Mount Blaze. It happened quite literally 2 minutes ago. They fled north. I would never do that. Forded? Fetid swamps? Huh? Neither of those words I've heard of used like that. I've never even heard of fetid before. What? Okay, Google. Hold on. I gotta know. Fetid? What the fuck is fetid? I'm gonna read you the definition. Smelling extremely unpleasant. Scaled frozen cliffs. I do know what frozen means.
We are starving, and he wants us to hippity hop. So, do we hold fast to our ways, or do we bend to the fetid fantasies of a dancing fool?
The next dungeon is the Frosty Forest, which also has an alternate path.
which I begrudgingly check out for my very vocal chat. All right, we'll go to Snow Path, and we'll lose. This is not snow. How come the alt paths are the only ones that are changed? As I expected, this doesn't go so well. Oh. Our special band! I forgot about our held items. Yeah, this is what happens. This is why we don't do alt paths. Especially ones that we know are garbage. Frosty Forest is a mixed bag of a dungeon, as on one hand, the first few floors only consist of Azrael and Furret. But on the other hand, the first few floors consist only of Azrael and Furret. Let's show them what we're made of. Okay. Yup. Alright. This cannot be harder than Mount Blaze. There is no world this dungeon is harder than Mount Blaze. For the most part, I was right. The Furret and Azrael had the ability to stack helping hands with multi-hit moves, which of course was insanely deadly once set up. But Frosty Forest's later floors and its army of Snorunt, Laron, and Mediana were not really able to stand up to us, battle-hardened Mount Blaze veterans, and we make it through the Frosty Forest on our second attempt. The Frosty Grotto, however... Oh! Whoa, oh my god, he has... That's exactly the move. I saw Rhyhorn, and I was like, this will be totally fine, unless it has Rock Blast. 28? Oh no! This is in... What? 71 damage? What level are the Metangs, bro? The Rhyhorn and the Grotto have both Fury Attack and Rock Blast, making them easily able to one-shot Charmander, and even able to one-shot Mudkip under the right circumstances. But the real star of the Grotto is Metang, who for some unknown reason are just stat beasts, taking very little damage and dealing far too much damage. What is the deal with this thing? That is a neutral attack. It did 32. What kind of unfortunate, crazy calamity befell this man that caused him to act out with such aggression? Don't Rock Blast. Oh, it's over. Looks like we're farming IQ. Despite dying over and over again to overpowered Metangs and Rhyhorns, Frosty Grotto comes chock full of blue gummies, which allows us to incrementally increase Mudkip's IQ. I'm not going to go into the details of how different colored gummies affect different types of Pokemon, but here's a little chart just to show you exactly what we're working with. So we give the blue gummy to our boy then. Its IQ went up significantly. The Grotto carries the properties of the peaks, meaning that enough time spent in the dungeon will simply whisk us out, which ends up happening to us the first time in this playthrough. Realistically, the best way through the Grotto is just by throwing yourself at it over and over, and just hoping the stairs and monster houses generate in such a way that you can make it through unscathed. Anything but the Metangs! Why are they level 80? I don't understand! This is insane. I'm gonna go. After struggling for a few hours, we get some lucky stair generation and make it out to the end of the Grotto. Turn back. This is Articuno, right? The third legendary bird, Articuno, makes its appearance now, but just like its counterparts. And that's it. The frigid forest's air, it has warmed. Uh-oh. Articuno knows about global warmings. Is this not your doing? Well, I guess I technically contribute. I do have a carbon footprint, but like I try to limit it as much as possible. I recycle, and I mean, you know, I have to drive. I mean, the American infrastructure basically means it's impossible to get from point A to point B with public transportation and carpooling. I mean, you essentially have to be reliant on your auto vehicle. There's no other way, Articuno. Hey, I'm not Taylor Swift. If you really want to pick on somebody, actually, Taylor Swift isn't even in the top 20 celebrities whose private jet emissions are contributing to the ozone layer. Fun fact for you. She's the one getting a lot of flack on it, but that's just because she's Taylor Swift. And because certain sections of the internet don't like her. Enough of my foolish talk. You're right. Why am I shilling for Taylor Swift right now? Sorry. Prepare for my end. No. Whoa. Taylor? Is that Taylor Swift? No way, guys. She made it. Me, Mudkip, and Taylor Swift. We're gonna stop these natural disasters together. You must try to prevent the calamities from spreading. It's okay. For right now, we're gonna make Taylor walk everywhere, Articuno. Rather than saying thanks, focus on stopping the calamities before they worsen. Think it would be best if we combined forces. Let me lend you my powers. Wow. I have a feeling we are not going to like the addition of this Absol to our team. Let's talk about Absol, huh? Absol decides to join your rescue team as soon as you defeat Articuno, and you don't really have a say in the matter. In the vanilla game, Absol at this point most likely is an asset to your team, as with no other members able to join you during the Fugitive arc, the backup Absol provides is fairly helpful. In Kaizo, however, Absol is underleveled and makes maneuvering around traps and through these dungeons an absolute nightmare.
There's only one absolute. Everything freezes.
That's right. I have no plans on getting Taylor Swift the Absol all the way through Mount Freeze. It's gonna be really tough dragging 2 useless sacks of garbage along, but I will. Everybody gets more baggage as their journey continues. And Taylor Swift just happens to be part of my baggage. Okay, fine. We'll do the opt-in creepypasta. We're gonna go to Snowpath. If you have not been here for any of the alt paths, I'm imagining this one is probably the exact same. We have never, and I repeat, never made it through an alt path. Uh-oh. Absol, what did you do that for? Oh, it's over. Wait a minute. No, they're Munchlaxes in this one. The early enemies of Mount Freeze aren't so bad. Well, outside of Swablu, who not only have the multi-hit move Fury Attack, but also Sing, which they can use to put us to sleep before they euthanize us. Stop attacking the one who's protecting. Oh god. Oh, the Swablus are kind of broken. That ain't good. It's over. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna have Absol stay then. Sorry, Taylor. You're required, but I really need you to just wait there. It seems like it's just gonna be the play to try to get through this while sacrificing Absol every time. Mount Freeze's loot table is substantially more forgiving than Mount Blaze, as the presence of Reviver Seeds make it so that we have insurance for the unforgiving situations the game throws at us. As for those situations, we actually go on a legendary run through Mount Freeze, dodging Monster House after Monster House, and make it all the way to floor 15 before we're forced to use one of the Reviver Seeds, fighting our way out of a room full of Slackings and Sevipers. Feint Attack kills me. That's okay. I don't think there's a way we lose unless we get really unlucky. Which, we've been there. We've done that. All of that for 34 Poké-Dollars. Is that it? Oh my god, we get a save spot. That was an insane run through Mount Freeze. We got really lucky. I thought we'd be here for longer. Because I thought this would happen. I thought this would happen. And now Absol's back. Ice Beam. Oh boy. Shooter shooting. Whoa, whoa. Man hit me downtown. You know what? To each their own, Glalie. Mount Freeze Peak is like the last few peaks, except the only enemy that spawns is Glalie. Oh no! Something is stirring. Oh my god, look at, what the hell? Bro, what? Look at all these damn things. Look at this, look at how many there are. Oh my god, this is a thumbnail in its own right. The Glalie themselves aren't so bad, but as we know, Ice Beam's able to hit from 10 tiles away in any direction, and has the potential to freeze us. Taylor, get down. I'll protect you. Good try. Oh, nice. Oh, Glalie aren't exactly the best teammates with each other, as oftentimes they'll shoot each other in the back with their own ice beams. If we spawn into a monster house, it's basically the end of the line for our attempt, Even if we do everything we can to escape from the room and defeat almost every enemy, each glalie poses its own unique danger and can end our run at any given point.
I'm just gonna make a conga line of glalies and just click Ember a million times. Sounds good? Or maybe not. Maybe I'll just run away. That'll be fine. It's essentially a GG if we end up in the middle of a room where there's no ability for us to leave. Oh! Failed to work, though. That's kind of a W. If they start fighting each other, I mean, I'm in. But if they start hurting Mudkip, that's bad. Ow! For the program, for Taylor a little bit, she feels empowered to fight disasters. That's my pop star. After throwing ourselves against the glalies and their mountain over and over again, the terrain generation gives us a gift, and we make it to Mount Freeze Summit, where a familiar group of characters meet us. Oh my god, that was it. Alakazam, you took my house. I will find affordable housing, Alakazam. Get him. Oh, this is kind of sweet, actually. This little fight scene is kind of cool. You know. Uh-oh. Story time. We're Ninetales' guests. Did you send the glalies after us, Ninetales? Ninetales reveals that the human of legend is not us, and we are not the cause of the natural disasters plaguing the world. He's so happy. We get our house back. Our kids get an education. The emotional gravity, Mudkip. Starts vomiting on the floor. Just then, an earthquake strikes, reminding us that although our character has been proven innocent, our journey through Kaizo Mystery Dungeon is far from over. Groudon has been disturbed by these natural disasters and is beginning to stir, just adding more fuel to the fire. For now, though, that's not our problem, and we triumphantly return to the Pokemon Square, ending the fugitive arc. I'm back, and I got Taylor Swift with me. What up? Before we can move on with the whole saving the world thing, for some reason, Mystery Dungeon decides it wants just one more minor quest between the fugitive arc and scaling the Sky Tower.
We're gonna have to bounce you back to level 1.
You can't scare us, he's the guy.
This is Wynot and Wobbuffet, who've been driven from their home of Uproar Forest by a group of angry Mankey. There's a small catch to Uproar Forest in Kaizo Mystery Dungeon, as just like Tiny Woods, the game regresses my team all the way back to level 1. Not only are we level 1, our moveset gets reset. In addition, our boy is no longer wicked smart. Every inkling of progress that we've made does not apply to us in this dungeon. Now, I'm here to scope things out. That Sunkern may cost us literally the run. 8 experience. I thought we'd at least get a level. 10 damage. Got it. This is the point in the mod where the developer themselves claims to have given up. However, that's not an option for us, and we trek forward to see what Uproar Forest has in store. Fixed damage is king in Uproar Forest, as blast seeds and gravel rocks are pivotal in helping us deal with the over-leveled enemies that approach us. Once we reach the stairs, we wait by them and grind against enemy Pokemon until the dungeon threatens to kick us out. Alright, something's approaching. I'm hoping we can get another level up out of this. Doesn't seem like it. I'm just gonna go. Neutral? Oh, don't. Okay, don't hypnosis me. I want that Oranberry, for sure. Again, we're kind of allowing this to happen. Chestnut only spawns on the 9th floor. Gotcha. It is raining. Charmander, take cover. The worst part is that we're going to have to do this multiple times.
Eventually, after the first few floors, the dungeon decides that it wants to spawn Blissey, a Pokemon notorious for its large HP stat and also the large amount of experience it awards. This is the part of the mod maker's story that doesn't really add up to me, as Blissey doesn't spawn here in the vanilla game, so it must have been included here by the developer as a sort of makeshift experience booster. If the developer really couldn't beat this part of the mod, then why would they add in a Pokemon like Blissey here to make things slightly more manageable? I wonder if they playtested Uproar Forest without the Blissey here, added the Blissey to make things easier on themselves, and then ended up giving up anyway since it was too hard for them. Regardless, rack up those levels, boys. Okay, Mudkip, you can handle yourself? Mudkip, baby. Oh my goodness. I'm hungry? Oh, I have been waiting a long time. We still got embers. Oh, and there's an apple. A piece of money. Very funny game. The first monster house we encounter on floor 4 has an insane number of Blissey. This is a lot to ask for. I start scratching. Oh, there's something behind Mudkip. Mudkip, I'm coming to help, buddy. I'm coming to help. Disable. That's not what disable does. I'm paralyzed. Help me. Help me. Help me, I can't get out. He's got water gun. I physically cannot switch with Mudkip on this tile. Mudkip, if we're gonna get out of this, I'm gonna need you to do nothing but gun. I knew that would happen. Start shooting, buddy. We're gonna blast our way out of here. Something's stirring. Yes. Really? What the? Nice. Okay. All right. Our leveling was able to outpace the damage they were dealing to us, and we make it through floor 4 by the skin of our teeth, almost being whisked out of the dungeon by the mysterious force. And we're able to continue through, slowly but surely making progress toward floor 9, where our true goal lies. All right, not bad, not bad. See, in this part of the story, slight spoiler alert, our team is tasked with quelling a trio of angry Mankey, and we can only do so by feeding them peeled chestnuts. As it turns out, the Mankey get too angry and are sent into a frenzy from just trying to peel the chestnuts themselves. The only way for us to get these peeled chestnuts for them is to pick up a chestnut, specifically on the 9th floor of Uproar Forest, nowhere else, and make it out of the dungeon with it, at which point the Wynot and Wobbuffet duo will peel the chestnut for us and give it to the Mankey themselves. The Mankey need a total of 3 chestnuts, one of which is automatically received from Wynot and Wobbuffet upon beating Uproar Forest for the first time. The other 2, well, they have to be picked up from the 9th floor of Uproar Forest upon repeat visits. It is far from guaranteed to get a chestnut to spawn, and you can make it all the way through the dungeon without finding a single one. So this is a pretty tall order to find 2 more of them. Don't be a monster house. If it is, I immediately Oranberry. Regardless, I immediately Oranberry. All of this compounds on top of the additional monster houses, extra traps, depleted IQ, lack of moves, and of course, the main gimmick of the level 1 reset. Keeping all of this in mind, it makes sense why the mod's creator was unable to get past this. They may have been stuck in an endless loop, trying to get chestnuts to spawn on the 9th floor, failing to do so, and having to claw their way through this dungeon again and again simply to progress the story. These chestnuts are not exactly easy to find or common. That's why what happens next is absolutely unbelievable. You are not the chestnuts we are looking for, but over there is. Buckle in. It's about to get serious. I've had to fight 3 enemies and I've moved like 6 spaces. There's a second chestnut on the floor? I think that saves us like an entire run, doesn't it? We need to get out of this dungeon like right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, we only needed to get here. Dude, I thought we needed to get past floor 10. I did not think that was the last floor. That's right.
We picked up not one, but 2 chestnuts on the 9th floor of Uproar Forest, our first time through the dungeon.
Oh, I can like unclench.
And after defeating the trio of Mankey at the end of the dungeon, Why Not gifts us the 3rd chestnut, meaning we do not have to go back through Uproar Forest ever again. This unbelievable luck culminates in us saving literal hours of chestnut hunting and our rescue team base being upgraded by only having to go through Uproar Forest a single time.
Did we only have to do Uproar Forest one time? Guys, I have a thumbnail made. I thought Uproar Forest was gonna take me like a stream. The modder never made it past Uproar Forest. It took me like an hour. I was told that was the toughest dungeon in the entire game outside of like Sky Tower.
After completing a few missions, we're called to the Pokemon Square by Lombre, who lets us know that Alakazam's team went missing while trying to calm Groudon.
They have not returned. It's been days. Everybody's worried. Mr. Mime's like, it's not a place where anyone can go. The Magma Cavern draft. Who we taking?
Octillery, Golem, and Blastoise set off as a team to hopefully rescue Team ACT, and they're back and defeated already. Okay, I guess this is another one for Mudkip and I.
What happened, guys? Far worse than we imagined. I am not excited. Uh-oh. This is the music that plays in my head every time somebody says, Hef, there's a Pikmin 2 ROM hack releasing tomorrow. Are you gonna play it? Are you gonna play it? Magma Cavern. Apple, Orin. I'll bring a Pecha just in case things get like really whack. I'll bring a scanner. I'll bring a radar. Even bring 2 Reviver Seeds. Not saying we're gonna get past it. What's it like underground? Charmander asks the dead Gardevoir. Oh my god, this got dark.
We're in a volcano. We're surrounded by liquid hot magma.
We are now in completely unexplored territory, as even the creator of the mod has never made it here. Magma Cavern is like a longer, yet somehow more forgiving version of Mount Blaze. There's fire, ground, poison, and rock enemies out the wazoo, and it's 23 floors deep, plus has a 3-floor deep pit, making it by far the longest dungeon we've attempted thus far. The main reason I consider Mount Blaze to be more difficult than Magma Cavern is because of its place in the story and the inability to realistically grind for items to prepare for repeat attempts. Magma Cavern also has a decent chance to spawn in gummies, the first of which we find finally gives Mudkip access to the IQ skill Trap Avoider.
There it is, folks. The Pokemon often avoids stepping on visible traps. Visible traps. Keyword. A Petrify Orb is massive. And the Silver Spikes. Items that I would really like to get. Alright, deliver us those items. You cowards. That's a Petrify. Take that. Silver Spikes? Ha ha!
The Pokemon in Magma Cavern are all fairly dangerous, for the usual reasons. Permanent stat drops, multi-hit moves, status inflictors with Flame Body and Poison Point, but there's a couple of new mechanics we haven't seen. The Gravelers here carry Self-Destruct, which can destroy terrain in a square all around them, and the Mawwiles carry Baton Pass, which, well...
What is going on? Mudkip's gonna warp! Wait. What? Oh, okay.
Baton Pass throws a lot of confusion into the mix, as it shuffles the position of you, your partner, and all the enemies on the sublevel randomly. In a game like Kaizo Mystery Dungeon, where every step and movement can count, this can absolutely ruin your run. On our first run through Magma Cavern, I make it all the way to floor 16, where the RBY-OU rocks end up greeting me the only way they know how.
I'm worried if I don't escape orb here, we're gonna lose a couple of items. Notably the spikes is what I'm really worried about. And there's not even a place for us to escape to. We're not by a door.
There's one door all the way at the right side. Keep at it. Oh, I see. If we didn't experience that, I mean, are we really playing a Kaizo game, though? You know what I mean? Like, we kind of blasted through Uproar Forest. The game had to get their get back on us. I totally understand, you know? There is one saving grace, however, and that is that our partner Mudkip, at this point in the game, not only carries Water Gun, Mud Slap, and Ice Beam, but also Whirlpool, which it learned at some point during Mount Freeze's peak. This moveset allows our partner to one-shot the rock grounds here and deal heavy damage to everything else in some shape or form. Mudkip may have the moveset to deal with many of the enemy Pokemon here in Magma Cavern, but Charmander allows us once again to traverse lava to avoid them outright and occasionally get Mudkip completely out of dodge. At level 37, Mudkip learns a move that has the potential to outright change the way we play the game. He does get Protect though. Probably over one of our water moves. I'm gonna get rid of Whirlpool. Protect, while insanely good on paper, has a 75% accuracy. In my research, I couldn't find out if the Quick Dodger IQ skill Mudkip learned at IQ level 100 influences this move's accuracy as well. But regardless, when it procs, it allows Mudkip to evade damage for 3 to 6 turns. Charmander's ability to move over lava and hot ground enables us to scout suspicious room for the stairs, as oftentimes the best way to get past a monster house is just to avoid it. However, sometimes, if the stairs spawn into a monster house room, or if I feel I'm running low on movable turns for the floor, I'll be forced to fight through one instead of going around. This is exactly what happens on floor 21. A lot of Grimers, really good. Compared to the gravel rocks, Silver Spikes and Iron Thorns do much more damage on average, and they allow me to systematically clear out Grimer without activating their ability Stench, which prevents me from doing anything but running away. Floor 22 was a gift from the game, but when I got to floor 23, something strange ended up happening. Okay, don't do it. Where are all the monsters, if not in the room? If a substitute doll tries to kill me right now, I will end stream. The monster house on the final floor of Magma Cavern gave us a gift and didn't spawn any enemies for us to fight. This really mattered a lot, as a few steps later, for the first time in the run so far, my belly ended up being empty, and we hobbled to the final set of stairs in Magma Cavern, ready to run through the Magma Cavern pit. This game really took pity on me. It's crazy that a monster house spawned and nothing was there. That's the first time we've seen that. We've seen a monster house on every single floor of every single dungeon. That's the first time that happened. Oh, hello, Aggron. Despite being advertised as 3 floors, realistically, we only needed to get past the first floor of the Magma Cavern pit, which only takes a couple tries, as we end up finding both Charizard and Tyranitar on the 2nd floor, who let us know that Alakazam is up ahead on the 3rd floor. Where's Alakazam? I don't care. Time for Groudon. Oh, there he is. Okay. The sun is shining. 117. Something is stirring. Miss. Something is approaching. 107. And now. You've never seen anything like this before. Infatuated? With me, Groudon? You shouldn't have. No. I mean, you really shouldn't have. I'm gonna edit this in the supercut. Having rizzed Groudon, Hef's team left the dungeon. He really took down Groudon. Darlings, Octillery wants a piece too. Oh, Xatu. Huh? The star. It falls. It falls straight to us. If it keeps coming, it will crash into the world. It shall be terrible. Far, far up in the sky lives Rayquaza, known by few and seen by none. Why does Zatu talk like Yoda?
Rest you should, until then. Last word. Dangerous will be your adventure, but fail you must not. Surpass yourselves.
You know, maybe like 2 or 3 streams ago, I tried to do the Yoda and it didn't come out right, but I had it on lock that time. We are gonna be fighting for our dang life out here in Sky Tower. I'm almost positive of it. All of our money is deposited. We have a full bag, 2 huge apples, 2 max elixirs, 4 reviver seeds. My partner through thick and thin. Are you ready? It's time for the final dungeon of Kaizo Mystery Dungeon, Sky Tower. Before we can leave, however, Gardevoir finally tells us the truth about why we were turned into a Pokemon in the first place. Who or what am I? Yes. I'm gonna stop a meteor. It's gonna be sweet. And we can go back to being a human. It means parting ways with Mudkip. I don't want to leave Mudkip. We got off to a rocky start, but like, you know, he's really come around. If I were to leave, he would be heartbroken. That's right. Upon completing our mission, we will return to the world of the humans, leaving Mudkip and everything we've built together behind. We gotta get Rayquaza to destroy the falling star, right? If that'll bring peace, Mudkip will gladly give his life for it. This is not about fainting anymore, ladies and gentlemen. This is about death and sacrifice. This is cool. We're on the clouds. It's not gonna be cool for long. We know what Kaizo Mystery Dungeon demands from us, and with a whole game's worth of prep in our arsenal, the early floors of Sky Tower can hardly hold a candle to our might. We have food, plenty of orbs to deal with monster houses, and of course came stocked with 4 whole reviver seeds. I learned Self-Cure. Recovers faster from status problems. I like that! Let's talk about Kaizo Sky Tower, shall we? Floor 3. Floor 3's a gimme! There are a number of enemies in Sky Tower that can make the ascent a real chore for us. Let's start with the Shedinja, as their ability Wonder Guard prevents them from taking major damage from non-super effective moves. Their access to Spite depletes our move's PP almost as fast as a skill drop trap. Good thing they go down with the simple toss of a Graveler. Ghost-type Pokemon like Shedinja are able to phase through walls and float over gaps, meaning they can track you down from almost any position on the floor. This also applies to both Shuppet and Duskull, who have access to the extremely dangerous Curse as well as Nightshade. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah, baby! Floor 10 debuts a type of floor generation we're going to become very familiar with. This is a box room, and it is always a monster house. The placement of the stairs and enemies is different every time, but the openness is what will make it by far the most deadly part of the entire dungeon. Like, the room is so big and encompasses the entire level. Okay. Alright, now I'm gonna start checking again. Don't you dare be a Ledian behind me. Don't do it again. We end up having to burn a Reviver Seed on floor 11 after accidentally stumbling into a monster house and warp gambiting away. There's Safeguard. That ain't good. That means that Attract goes away permanently, right? Oh, the Duskulls are in the walls. Flamethrower? The Ledian, because she could be the biggest problem. Sludge is bad. Astonish is not good either. And we're cursed. The problem with the ghost types like Duskull and Shedinja is our normal hallway strategy no longer functions, meaning we have to get creative in dealing with them. Me and you, all the way, Mudkip. The stairs are right there, buddy. We got this. Even if it's a monster house. Floor 15 is another open box room, except this time we've got Ledians taking a page out of Magma Cavern Mawil's book and forcing us to play a really dangerous game. I thought I'd have one turn, man. I thought I had one turn. I'm worried about him doing it again. Oh, there I go being... There's too much happening. What the... Trying to make our way to the stairs, we end up burning a second reviver seed after choosing to kill a Ledian over a Scizor. We know what the Ledibuzz were capable of. I was not risking Ledian also having Comet Punch. By floor 19, the ghosts are almost gone, so our hallway strategy is back online. Floor 20 has another box layout, but since the Ledians disappeared after floor 18, we don't have to worry about their shuffling ability. Throughout Sky Tower, we've been sparingly using our items, trying to conserve as many orbs and seeds as possible so that the summit wouldn't be as difficult. Floors 24 and 25 are both box rooms, but after some careful play and opting to burn a Petrify Orb on the 25th floor, all of a sudden we were through Sky Tower and on to the Sky Tower summit. The summit is unnerving. This is the same music that plays in the alt paths of major story dungeons, so of course, I'm a little paranoid about what I'm going to encounter here. This is the music that plays in the paths. No, bro, come on. Is this just the sound? I don't even know. I'm scared. I'm taking it one step at a time in case I see the little bugger. In case I see the little bugger. He can come out of anywhere. Instead, it was something much, much scarier. There are 4 types of enemy Pokemon we'll be encountering in Kaizo Mystery Dungeon's Sky Tower Summit, but the most common, and easily the most out of control, is Beautifly. The Beautifly that spawn here are, in my opinion, unequivocally the single worst thing put into this entire game. Let's take a peek at their potential moveset, shall we? The main reason Beautifly are as ridiculous as they are is due to their access to Silverwind, a move which not only hits the entire room, but has the potential to grant them a boost to every one of their stats. Beautifly also have access to both Stun Spore and Attract, which both have the potential of immobilizing Mudkip and I for multiple actionable turns. Beautifly can have Morning Sun, which unlike the main series, heals every single one of its teammates in the room for 50 HP every single time it's used. Beautifly can have access to Whirlwind, which launches you away in a direction until you either hit a wall or are forced to warp if you land on a sky tile. Sprinkle in some coverage with Absorb, Mega Drain, and Gust, this Pokemon is the #1 reason why Sky Tower Summit is so unbearable. However, not all of the blame can be placed on Beautifly alone, as they have a partner in crime that enables them to wreak the havoc that they do. Aerodactyl is the second most common enemy Pokemon here on the summit, and while their bag of tricks isn't as deep as Beautifly's, there is one thing they have access to that makes everything much, much harder on us. Agility, a move that simply doubles a Pokemon's speed, sounds a little underwhelming. But in Mystery Dungeon, not only does it double the Pokemon that used its speed, but it doubles all of its teammates' speeds as well. Speed in Mystery Dungeon works differently than the main series games, in that it grants the Pokemon another actionable turn upon being doubled. I'm sure you're starting to piece together what makes the summit so miserable. Now imagine multiple Aerodactyl and multiple Beautifly working together in harmony to snowball into an unstoppable force of Silverwind. One agility can end a run, and that's not even close to an exaggeration. Even though this agility spam is the most dangerous thing Aerodactyl can do, it's far from the only thing in its kit. Aerodactyl has access to Ancient Power, a rock-type move with the ability to one-shot Charmander, and if it doesn't, can give Aerodactyl an Omni Boost, which doubles its speed and allows it another actionable turn. Aerodactyl gets Scary Face, which it can use to slow us down, meaning it can get even more actionable turns despite its speed already being maxed out. It has Bite, which can cause us to cringe on our only actionable turn, meaning that we may not even have a chance to move. It has Supersonic, which completely ruins our actionable turns, and finally, it has access to Wing Attack, which, yeah, okay, it's just Wing Attack. It does damage, but it does a lot of damage. The other 2 enemy Pokemon aren't even close to as dangerous as Beautifly or Aerodactyl, but they can still complicate things on the summit even further. Togetic is a strange one, as for whatever reason, it has the capability of dishing out huge amounts of damage with both Ancient Power and, of all things, its neutral attack. Togetic gets access to Sweet Kiss, which can confuse us, but by far the biggest issue that Togetic can create is due to its access to Safeguard, shielding every enemy Pokemon from status conditions and preventing us from being able to attract any of these enemies. Ironically, the fourth and final Sky Tower Summit enemy is the least dangerous of them all, though. Dude. That's right. Rayquaza has descended from its throne and can spawn in at any point in the ascent. It has access to Dragon Dance, Twister, Dragon Claw, and Ancient Power, but usually the Rayquazas only get out of hand because of the influence of the Aerodactyl and the Beautifly. So now that we're familiar with the enemies of Sky Tower Summit, let's check in on how we're doing. Wait a minute, what? The game takes away my items? Kaizo Mystery Dungeon robbed me? That's right. As the shit stain on the gasoline-soaked cloth of this Molotov cocktail, Kaizo Mystery Dungeon takes away all of my items upon making it to the summit. The good news is that we have a checkpoint. The bad news is that I can't believe they took all of our items away. All those Reviver Seeds, the Petrify and Warp Orbs, and all of our Max Elixir and food are now gone. This also means that there's no way we can prepare for the summit before entering Sky Tower. There's no angle where we can leave and get more items, as they'll simply be taken from us after fighting our way through the 25th floor itself. Are we gonna make it? Mudkip asks Charmander, concerned. Charmander turns back to Mudkip after unveiling a warp tile and says, Mudkip, W Riz. And he continues forward, while Mudkip questions what decisions made him get to this point. This means we only have access to the items that the summit will spawn for us, only a select few of which can give us any real benefit during a run. The most coveted item we can find in the summit are the X-ray specs, which allow us to see the positions of both items and enemies present on a given floor. These are exceedingly rare, but if we find them, the chances of a successful run increase greatly. The Detect Band's a minor upgrade that increases our evasion, allowing us to mitigate the constant bombardment of Silverwind. Finally, the Warp Scarf is the only source of joy to be found in the summit, as every few tiles it'll warp us to a random location on the map with incredibly mixed results. Oh, sweet. The one orb that can help us, the Petrify Orb, can only spawn in a monster house, meaning that in order to even have a chance to get one, we have to fight our way through a wave of Beautifly and Aerodactyl. Even if by some miracle we don't lose the run outright by trying, the chance of the house not only spawning an orb, but also being a Petrify Orb is so exceedingly slim, making it never worth going for. The summit is 9 floors long, with 6 floors of regular terrain generation, floors 7 and 8 both being box rooms, which are always monster houses, and the 9th floor holding the big bad boss itself, Rayquaza. Even if we make it through the first 6 floors, the 7th and 8th are mandatory to fight through, and all of it depends on RNG. We took a single step. One step is all we were afforded. How's Mudkip taking less than me when it's not very effective? It's a great question. I have no idea. Mystery Dungeon has no rules, I've determined. We have to probably just get lucky with the Petrify Orb spawn. I don't think I'm going to come back up the dungeon. I think I will just bash my head against this until it works. Which it's insane. It's insane. It's literally the definition of insanity. I am just going to grind it out up here. I don't even want to try to strategize this run. Bad things have already occurred. It's already over. It's already over. It's already way beyond incredibly over. All we could do was press onwards. There was no saving us. We were trapped in an endless cycle of defeating enemies, earning a little bit of experience, fishing for any type of item advantage, and eventually being put out of our misery before we could make it through floor 7 or 8. We'd be lucky to even make it that far, as usually encountering a single monster house was enough to end the attempt right then and there. Mudkip, help. Mudkip, help. Mudkip, I need assistance. I have non-trader on. I have it on. What? Is that not how non-trader works? If a Pokemon becomes confused or is cowering, the Pokemon's wildly thrown attacks will not hit friends. This is checked on. This is me. There are no rules anymore. That's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for me tonight. That's gonna do it for me tonight. Simply watching that all unfold just hurt my feelings, I think. There's a reason this was titled Day 7 and not Finale. It's because I figured that there would be some nonsense like this, almost exactly like this, because there is in every single game I've ever played. It's kind of nonsense. We will get past it. You already know the deal. We're here at the summit. And, yeah, a good start to the stream. Really good start. I'm so happy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Kaizo Mystery Dungeon. Woo! Oh, we missed. That's awesome. And Mudkip missed too. I hope we lose. I hope we lose right this second. I don't want to play. I don't want to do it. Seems incredibly unfun. Yeah, well, you know, it has reached that point. Yeah, it's reached that. The only reason that I want to finish it out is because it's been so fun all the way through, outside of this one particular moment. The first 6 floors don't matter. No matter what happens on these floors, outside of an orb, outside of a warp scarf, or something like that, nothing that happens will matter. Alright. Lucky spawns. Give me an orb. Give me something. Stairs are moderately close. I'm gonna go up to the right. Help. Nice. Silverwind. Okay, wait. Okay, wait. One step. All I need, man. 71 HP. 72. Stairs are so far. So far. Too far. We can just simply attempt to move toward them. We're fighting the good fight, though. Hold on. 42. Hold up. Flame on my tail grew bigger. Our defense went up by 1, and our HP went up by 1. Flamethrower. Beautifly. There's 5 enemies across the screen. They're over 10 tiles away. I could try sniping right. I don't know if it's 10. I'm still gonna send it in case it is. It failed. That's fine. Beautifly dies. 2 Aerodactyls. We have no more flamethrowers. Mudkip has no more hydro pumps and no more ice beams. Oh, that is bad news. You know what? I don't even want him to protect. I want him to water gun. Because if he misses the protect and Aerodactyls start popping off with agility, it's over. Yes. Miss. Try again. Nice. All right. I think we've done it. I'm going to let Mudkip do it. Himself. Rayquaza, don't do it to me. Mudkip, please. Yes! I can't lose a tract, but I have to check every tile. No book it. No book it. We don't book it. If we lose a tract, Rayquaza might be an issue. Things are going to start spawning. I'm going to try to milk as much HP as I can. Something is stirring. 70's pretty good. 101. It's over. I'm going. Now it's over. Finally, we were lucky enough to make it to Rayquaza. That voice. Could it be Rayquaza? We came here because we need your help. Never, he says with an exclamation point. Why'd you make a bird noise? Prepare for the end. Charmander. You have one job. Riz the Quaza. Ember. Gun. Ember. Crit. Gun. D-Dance. Scary. Don't die. One more time, Charmander. Blaze boosted Ember. Ah, it missed. It's over. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Now we knew. Getting through Sky Tower Summit was possible. Mudkip was right. We were so very close and determined to finish what we started. Every time we got knocked out, we got right back up and kept going. Oh! Oh! Oh my god, no, please! We'll double up on flamethrowers. And Mudkip dies right now, right? I die right now. One turn to use that TM, folks. One turn, but we got it. We were going to save the world. That's why I was turned into a Pokemon. And that's why I met Mudkip. We had unfinished business at the top of Sky Tower. And after hours of struggling and facing down the demons of Sky Tower, we grew stronger together than I ever thought we could. It was time for round 2 versus Rayquaza. No dialogue, just hands. Just hands. Charmander, using his last flamethrower, blitzes Rayquaza. Does not miss. Now, like every other time, we riz the Quaza. Mudkip misses. Mudkip, at this point, buddy, if you're gonna miss the protects on yourself, you might as well be beaming. Beam. Ember. Beam. Re-Riz. Turn the water guns back on. Ember. And we did it! Let's go! Oh my god, bro. That took way longer than I wanted it to. An earthquake. It's not possible. We're in the sky. These are shock waves. And they're huge. Uh-oh. Mudkip and I finally made it to the top of Sky Tower to convince Rayquaza to destroy the meteor hurtling toward our planet. If you were to loose your Hyper Beam here, you would not escape unscathed. So, we accepted that from the start. Let's go, Mudkip. Well said! That's crazy. Let's go, little man. Take charge of your destiny. Insanity. And with that, we did it. We officially beat Kaizo Mystery Dungeon Red Rescue Team. Your body. What's happening to you? Mudkip. I gotta go, bud. I got Pikmin ROM hacks to play. I got tier lists to do. You know, I mean, I have to move. I'm gonna grow old. Move on with my life. My time in Mystery Dungeon, Kaizo, Red Rescue Team, has come to an end. Aren't we friends? Mudkip, we are more than friends. You are my partner in crime, and I will never forget you. Our kids, third and fourth wheel, Taylor Swift, let them know. Let them know I have to go. There is no more Kaizo Mystery Dungeon. The journey was over. We came to this world to save it, and save it we did. We did what we needed to do to ensure that Mudkip has a future in a non-Kaizo world, even if that meant that we had to break his heart and part ways at the end of the day. The bond we forged and all the lessons we learned about teamwork and cooperation, they've all been a means to this end. This is not a story with a happy ending. In this difficulty hack, all about learning to work with our partner and strategizing to overcome whatever obstacles befell our path, the reality is that the one we fought to save was never truly ours in the first place. And that's probably the most difficult part of it all. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoy this type of long-form edited content, please consider leaving a like and subscribing to the channel for more. Additionally, you can become a member right here on YouTube to have a say in what game I do next, or if you want to support me further. Thanks again, y'all. Kaizo Mystery Dungeon was a ton of fun, but I don't recommend you play it, because honestly, it was kind of dumb.